My cousin laughed when I showed up to her engagement party in a cheap suit. She didn't know I owned the building. I almost skipped my cousin's engagement party because I knew exactly what kind of room it would be. My mom's side of the family loves money, status, brands, all of it. If you show up in the wrong shoes, someone notices. If you drive the wrong car, someone mentions it. I'm 30 male, and for the last 4 years I've been quietly buying and renovating old commercial properties with a business partner. Nothing glamorous. A lot of debt, a lot of leaks, a lot of weekends spent pulling up carpet and arguing with electricians. The only reason I even went to the party was because my aunt called and said my grandmother wanted the whole family there. So I put on the one suit I keep for weddings and funerals, drove my old truck downtown, and went. The second I walked in, I knew I'd made a mistake. My cousin Melanie was taking photos near the bar, and her fiancé's family looked like they'd stepped out of a luxury realtor ad. My cousin spotted me, looked me up and down, and actually laughed. Then she said loud enough for the people around her to hear, "Wow, you really came dressed like you're here to fix the air conditioning." A few people laughed. Her fiancé smiled that polite, embarrassed smile rich people do when someone else is being rude on their behalf. I just told her congratulations and went to get a drink. A few minutes later my uncle walked over and asked if I was still doing the little property thing. I said yes. He nodded like he was humoring a child. Then Melanie joined in again and said, "Well, if this engagement works out, maybe one day you can manage one of our buildings." That got a bigger laugh. I didn't respond because there wasn't anything to say that wouldn't turn into a scene. I just stood there holding a glass of club soda, letting them enjoy themselves. Then the event manager came over looking panicked and asked if she could speak to me privately. Melanie's fiancé immediately stepped in and said, "Actually, if there's a problem, I'm hosting." The manager looked confused and said, "I'm sorry, sir, but I need to speak with the property owner." The whole little circle around us went silent. Melanie actually frowned and said, "Property owner?" I handed the manager my card and asked what was wrong. One of the valet vendors was blocking the service entrance, and the kitchen staff needed access. My cousin just stared at me while the manager explained that I'd bought the building 6 months earlier from the previous owner and kept the existing event contracts in place. Her fiancé's dad, who had been acting like he owned half the city all night, suddenly got very interested in his drink. Melanie tried to recover by laughing and saying, "Why didn't you tell anyone?" I looked at her and said, "You all seemed more interested in the suit." Then I walked the manager to the back hallway, solved the problem, and came back just in time to hear Maya telling people she'd always known I was doing well. Funny how fast family updates their story when the paperwork speaks first.